Whenever I'm having a hard time focusing, I can just look over at my large, high-quality print of Danny DeVito. Here's the still very frozen over truck, and here's my stuff I loaded last night, which is frozen over. It's early April, so fishing rods are going to be a big hit. Coolers, everyone's looking for those, about 20 bucks a piece on those. Fishing rods, 5 to 10 bucks a piece. There's one of them in there that's worth about 15. And we got a Yule storage container box, $5, $6. And then tools, about $5 each. They're mostly rusted up junk, but I don't know, people like them. Gotta get the coffee. Well, we are a little bit early. So the office that sells the tables opens up at 8 o'clock, and it's about 7:30. So, yep. I like to get here early to set up my table, but usually the office opens at 7, but it's Sunday, so for whatever reason, it's later now. Here are some of my tips and advice for selling at the flea market. Tip number 1, change. Have tons of it. You want to have at least like 40 $1 bills on you. People really enjoy buying that $1 item with a 20. So always have a couple 5s, maybe a 10, and always keep about 2 20s on you in case someone comes rolling in with a 100 or something ridiculous. This go-around wasn't so bad. Everyone was paying with 1s, and it was really crazy. My wallet couldn't even fold by the time the day ended, which was a nice feeling, but a whole bunch of 1s don't really equate to a whole bunch of money. Alright, tip number 2 is bags. That's one thing that I always tend to forget. Just get like a bunch of grocery store bags. Put a bunch inside of one, and then if you have small items especially, you can bag it up for people. People think it's great, wonderful, all that. Tip number 3, definitely have a good layout. You want to have your big stuff towards the back of the table, and then your smaller stuff towards the front. And I always try to bring like an eye-catching item that everyone, it draws people in. But yeah, have your table make sense. Now here's a little clip of what my table looked like. I really didn't have as much junk as I usually have, but it's not bad. Not a bad layout. Alright, tip number, I think it's 4 now. It's to always know roughly how much you're going to make before you go. If you have a bunch of big, worthless junk, like, if you're going to stand at the flea market at a table for 6 hours and make $50, that's not worth it. That's a lot of time and a lot of energy moving and setting up there. The table cost, gas, it doesn't make sense. So always make sure that you're always going to make at least $100. Tip number 5. For the first hour or so, usually until about 10 o'clock, the main people that are going to be like at your table are going to be scalpers, which are people or other sellers at the flea market who are regulars. And so they'll come out and they'll try to chew you down as cheap as you will go. Personally, I enjoy these people because I'm not there to make a ton of money. Time and time again, I've sold, something to a guy, but I ask, 15 for it, and he gets it from me for 5, and then it sits on his table all day, and he has to take that home. I'm not all about that. There are some people that get really good deals. I've sold items that, looking back, were a lot higher value than what I sold them for, but that's another tip. Always sell things for what they're worth to you, unless it's just something stupid valuable. And at the flea market, always expect people to kind of like haggle and barter with you.
It's I mean, at least down here in the South, that's the culture. You know, if you have a price tag and someone just pays that price, then yeah, it's kind of an oddity almost. Usually, I mark up everything a touch, so I can say, well, a $7 thing, I'll sell it to you right now for 5, and people say, oh, wow, God, I'm getting a $2 deal on this. Wow, makes people feel good, and gets you moving more product, more junk. So yeah, flea markets have always been fun. I used to frequent them quite a bit when I was unemployed at my first semester of college. We always had a lot of stuff. My mom worked at a at a garbage dump, so she would bring home a lot of cool stuff and shoot, make $100, $200. Relatives wanting their sheds cleaned out, bunch of valuable stuff there. The only thing that flea markets really don't want you to be selling is guns. That's a main thing. The flea market I go to, perfectly fine with ammunition, knives, swords, gauntlets, whatever. But firearms, big no-no. People sell tobacco and cigarettes and stuff there. That's not an issue either. I mean, I guess if you're clearly slinging dope, I don't think they would approve of that. But overall, it's pretty relaxed. Another big tip is at most flea markets, you don't want to be whipping out your wallet each time to put money into and out of. Either option A, keep a little second wallet, or what I like to do is just keep a bunch of ones and a couple fives folded up in my pocket so I can pull that out, give people change, yada yada yada, and then bigger bills go in my, say, like left pocket, and change is in my right pocket. Like the barnyard flea market, the one I like to frequent, it's not a problem. Everyone there is well, they seem fairly honest. They're not going to hold you up. But there's a flea market right down the road that yeah, if you have a large sum of money in your hand, you're about to have a knife to your back in the in the next little while. That place is rife with like police having to arrest people. It's really fun. But yeah, I think that kind of concludes my rant on the flea market and my little tips.